Hey everybody, it's Naya. Welcome back to Naya Reads Smiles. Hello everybody. So, I have a little secret. I have a little deep, dark secret that I haven't told you guys. Well, I think I did. I mentioned it in a few videos. But a little fact about me. I am 19, well, I'm gonna be 20 in about 2 months, 3 months. Wait, one's December. Okay, in December, I'm gonna be turning 20. And I have never read Twilight. I was not of the Twilight generation. This book came out, was it 2008 I think? Hold on, let me do some little fact checking. Okay, so 2006, I was 2 years off. This book came out back in 2006, which means I was 6, 7, I was 8 years old. So that explains why I was not of this Twilight generation. When everyone was reading Twilight, I was like on a Hunger Game and Percy Jackson binge. Like that's where I was at in my reading life. I've never read Twilight. Throughout my whole booktube 3 years of making videos, the one most highly requested video I get is, Naya, what are your thoughts on Twilight? And okay, I watched the first 2 movies. The first movie and a little bit of the second one when it first came out, but like I said, when the movies came out back in like 2008, I think, I wasn't very old, and I haven't watched them since, so it's been a good few years. All I remember very vividly is in the first movie, Bella walking into the classroom and like the fan blowing on her and Edward like inhaling like he's about to like combust or something. Like that is like the most vivid memory I have of Twilight. The second one being, I think in the second movie, there's a scene where like she gets hurt and instead of like going inside the house to get a towel, Jacob, the werewolf one, yeah, he just pulls off his shirt and is like, here Bella, take my nice sweaty shirt to like clean your wounds with. But yeah, so that is my experience with Twilight. I have not read the books. I'm so freaking excited. I bought this book specifically for the reason of making this video. I got it off Thrift Books for like $3, but I will be fully documenting my Twilight experience in this video. It will be spoilery because, well, I'm gonna say I think everyone's read it, but I'm over here being a hypocrite because I haven't read it. But yeah, so it will be fully spoilery. I'm gonna be talking about everything. There's gonna be no bounds, okay? It's gonna be, we're gonna get into it all. I'm not sure how explicit the book is, so a little warning for youngins if, you know, you guys are, you know, under the age of what, like 13 or something, I don't know. Just, yeah, we're gonna be getting into everything going on into this book. Yeah, okay, so right now I'm about to leave. I'm gonna go see my friend Hannah again from A Clockwork Reader. We're gonna have a sleepover party tonight, and she just recently reread the books, and we had like a whole conversation about how horrible, or just like some of the stuff, but then I had to stop her because I'm like, I'm gonna be making a video on reading it for the first time, so do not spoil me. And then we had this idea of like, why don't I start the book while I'm at her house so that she can see my reactions while reading it, and then I can talk to her about it while I read it, because I'm gonna need someone to talk to about it. So anyways, I'm gonna be going over to her house. I'm gonna be reading Twilight. We're gonna have a movie night and watch To All the Boys I've Loved Before. I've also never read that book and never seen the movie, but like it's really popular right now, and Hannah has been wanting to like have me watch it. So we're gonna have like a slumber party. We're gonna build a fort. It's gonna be so much fun. But yeah, so I'll be bringing this little bad boy along. I'm gonna be carrying it in my hands while I'm on the train to her house. So I know I'm gonna get some looks for people like, Twilight? Ooh. But yeah, all right guys, let the journey begin. I'm ready for this. I'm going into this open-minded and just without any expectations. I'm gonna forget what everyone says about it. I know it's probably gonna be cheesy, but I'm just gonna go into it with the intention of having a good laugh or just possibly really enjoying it. I don't know. All right, I will update you guys soon. Here we go. Look who I'm with, Hannah. Hi. So we have a fun evening plan. Would you like to tell them what we're doing?
So the itinerary.
I love this.
It consists of making a blanket fort.
Yes.
Because
that's what we do at 20.
Yes. And watching To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
Yes.
We have a table that's gonna be full of snacks and food.
Lots of snacks.
Yes. Drink coffee.
Yes.
Naya needs her coffee.
Yes.
I've already prepped my iced coffee, so we're good.
Yes, awesome.
And we are going to read in our comfy blanket fort.
Yes, Twilight. Hannah's already reread Twilight. She's ready.
I'm halfway through rereading it.
Halfway through reading it,
and
okay.
I'm gonna,
she can feel all the feels with me.
I know, I'm so excited because this is the first time she's reading it. I'm so excited to like experience this with her because it's gonna, like,
it'll be either traumatizing or like life-changing.
I'm hyped regardless.
Your dog's just gonna be running in the background.
I know, randomly.
Okay, so we're building the fort now. I I love how your dog's tail is just like back there. It's so cute. We're building the fort now. It's gonna be a process.
I don't know how well like the tent part will work, but we're gonna try it.
Yeah, there's gonna be lights, so if anything fails, like we can just put lights on it.
It's still beautiful.
It'll still be good.
Okay.
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me?
This is the completed fort. Da, 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 da. We built the fort. Ah, it's beautiful. What time is it even? Like, I think it's like ready.
Maybe.
It's 3 in the afternoon, but down here it's like forever 9 p.m. This is the most perfect space to start Twilight. This is like the most aesthetic. We've created the perfect Twilight environment.
No, it's like the perfect environment because it's literally like soft and cushy.
What
and
does
then
Bella's
we also
bedroom look like?
not this nice.
Not this nice.
And it has like the twinkling lights, so like Edward's sparkly skin.
Yes.
We have to watch Twilight.
Yes! Wait, no, we can't until I finish the book. I have to finish.
But you've never seen it. Oh, no, you have seen it.
I've seen the first one, but I don't remember it, so I want to go in like not spoiled. Come join me. Come join me, Hannah.
Oh, hello.
I'm just like, okay, wait, I'll try to do a good angle. Oh, this is so cute. Okay, here we go. Chapter 1.
I still haven't grabbed my book yet.
Wait, I can't see your eye. Let me just like go like this. I stared without breathing across the long row.
That's all she ever does is stare
I stared without breathing. Okay, this preface was ominous. Wait, she wears lace?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't wear lace in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
The book's an entirely different
She's like, wait, ethnicity?
entity.
Oh, entity. I'm like, wait, she's not white. Wait, she's black.
Honestly, I would
would-
more. There's not one word I can use to describe Bella's personality because
Yeah.
she doesn't have it.
It's a lack of personality.
Yes, it's painful.
She seems, okay, well, she's wearing, white lace. That's very vampire-like. I feel like she did that specifically because, like...
So many, like, things about her are just, like, vampire-like, for the sake of being vampire.
Like, not breathing and just, like, staring.
Yeah, the fact that she's...
I'll update you when I read the first chapter. Okay, I'm just gonna go through it. She literally spent a whole page just describing how pale she was.
You want me to get mine? Mine's marked up.
Yes. Instead, I was ivory skinned without even the excuse of blue eyes or red hair. Like she acts like having light skin is like the most traumatizing thing in life. Oh gosh.
Truly.
She has her book. Okay, it's page 10.
Go to my
Look at the annotations.
My annotated page.
Oh my god.
There might be swearing.
It's
Don't worry.
okay. It's okay.
The part that really truly gets me on this page is when she says at the very top, but physically, I'd never fit in anywhere. Like, what do you mean?
She's literally skinny, white, pretty well off, at least on like her dad's a cop, right?
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to worry about being shot by police officers.
I had always been slender, but soft somehow. Obviously not an athlete. I didn't have the necessary hand-eye coordination to play sports without humiliating myself and harming both myself and anyone else who stood too close.
Oh my god.
Like, I'm skinny, but I'm like
soft,
you know?
So
I'm not beautiful. And then it's just like, it wasn't just physically I'd never fit in anywhere. Like...
But the part that got me the most was literally, she goes, there were two girls, one a porcelain colored blonde, the other also pale with light brown hair. At least my skin wouldn't stand out here. At least my skin wouldn't stand out here.
Because white people don't
Because
exist
white
in
people
Arizona.
don't, oh my god.
Did she describe, like, about her mother yet?
Wait, the part where she's like, my mother looks like me, but with short brown hair.
No, I mean, it's not like a spoiler, but there's a part where she says her mom's like half albino. That's why she's like a quarter albino. That's why her skin is so pale.
What? I feel like there's like this fixation, okay? Like literally I'm only like the preface and one chapter in, and there's this just weird fixation on her skin.
Yeah.
Like she's so concerned about it, and I'm like, You're white. You're fine, girl.
I just don't understand. I'd never fit in anywhere. Like,
How do you think that? And I get it.
Your body and your skin
is
define,
perfect.
like,
Western beauty, European beauty standards.
Yeah,
like,
but, like,
literally.
that's like the definition of what fitting in is. Like, you set that standard. So what do you mean?
Exactly. And then on top of that, she talks about how she literally dresses so that, like, she fits in. Okay, so she's white. That's one thing. She wears, like, dark jackets, dark clothes, you know, kind of like everyone else. She drives the same kind of car, kind of beating up everyone else. And she's still super concerned about not fitting in. I'm like, girl, let me go to Forks. let us go to Forks and then see if we fit in. I'm gonna, like, tally mark every time she brings up her skin color and how pale it is. I'm gonna, like, make a little tally. I'm literally gonna make a tally.
My annotations, when she says, but physically I'd never fit in anywhere. Bitch, what? You set the standards for fitting in. I didn't relate well to people, period. I was like, why is this me? This was literally me in 7th grade.
Yes. Like, I was homeschooled. Like, that was, like, the most, like, detached from society.
Oh my god. But yeah, no.
Look at these annotations. Okay, I'm going to continue reading and I will update when something else happens.
This is so much fun.
So let me just read this real quick. So the Cullens all just walked in, okay?
Yes.
So, and yet they were all exactly alike. Every one of them with chalky pale, the palest of all students living in this sunless town, paler than me, the albino.
Unbelievable. Like, the way she describes Edward sometimes, like, she talks about how
translucent, like she describes
like she says,
like you can see the veins under the skin.
Like, there's this one part where she's describing what he looks like, and then she's like, there was Edward across the way or something, looking like looking more godlike than anyone had a right to, or something like that.
Because he was white, right? Right.
Because he's paler than anyone else. Anyone else, including her, the albino.
My god.
It's just, like, offensive to people who are actually albino.
I know, that's the other thing too. I'm obviously a person of color, so, like, reading this, I'm just like, what is the obsession with the paleness? Like, she met Eric, right? But in the book, he's kind of, like, sleazy, like, greasy hair, yeah. And, like, the first thing he said was, you don't look tan even though you're from Jacksonville. Like, that's not something someone would say, right? Like, you don't automatically make the assumption, like, okay, this person's from here, they would look like this. Like, hello, it's a diverse world out there. Like, Forks is a real town, right?
Forks is a real town.
So I feel like, imagine living there and, like, how bad it's, like, representing like the people there, like making them seem like the most closed-minded, like.
Yeah, true. Also, like, okay, Forks is like, it does have a tiny population. It is like 3,000 people or something like that. So, like, I am assuming, because it is also like a northwestern, like, tiny little town. Yeah. It is probably fairly
primarily white. Yeah.
But, like,
still the obsession with the paleness. Like, imagine going to Forks, right? And they're being like, wow, I can see the veins underneath your skin. Like, imagine how weird that would be. Okay, I'm gonna continue reading this.
Just you wait.
Okay.
More and more.
Okay.
Until you meet Jacob.
Oh god. Oh my god. Alright, is he gonna be like the one tan person? Oh my god, I forgot. Like, they're all,
He's Native American.
Oh, so, like, that might become a thing. I'm scared now. I'm really scared. Okay.
Do you like my Grubhub bookmark?
There's themes going on here, Hannah. One, paleness. I wish I could do a book report on this book so that my teacher could be like, what are the main themes? Paleness, and staring, okay? These characters, literally, Edward and Bella, they just keep staring at each other. Like, stop staring and just talk. See, okay, if I was, like, one of the friends at the table, I would be like, Bella, just go talk to him.
Literally,
like,
I know.
She just stares, and then he stares back, and then all their friends are like, what the heck? They're just staring at, like, imagine just, if I was at a table just staring at this guy across the room, like.
I would feel uncomfortable if I were there.
You feel uncomfortable, right? Oh my god, okay, wait, there's one other thing. When she's describing all of their faces, it's the weirdest thing, okay? Their faces, so different, so similar, were all devastatingly, inhumanly beautiful. So different. So similar.
One thing I don't understand is, like, devastatingly beautiful. Like,
devastating, so beautiful.
Depressing me and, like, hurting.
She was literally saying that. She's like, they were the kind of beautiful that made you question your own self-esteem. Like, what? They were faces you would never expect to see except on an airbrushed page of a fashion magazine. Or this is the line that kills me. Are you ready? Or painted by an old master as the face of an angel.
The thing that really gets me is that like sometimes she talks like a 17-year-old girl,
and sometimes
she sounds like an
gets,
old master who painted the faces of angels.
She goes into like these monologues, like they're literally monologues.
Like I swear to God, there's one part in the book later on where she says, "Edward is so beautiful, it's not fair." Like literally, like that's what she says.
She's jealous
and
of
then
him.
Sometimes she says like stuff like this, and I'm like, make up your mind. How do you speak?
Yeah, like it's like she gets like possessed by like this like Michelangelo age. Like I don't know.
She's from another time.
I know. They also had dark shadows under their eyes, purplish, bruise-like shadows, as if they were all suffering from a sleepless night or almost done recovering from a broken nose. Basically saying they look like they were punched in the face, but she finds it attractive. Like, goddamn, that is so hot. Look at those under-eye bruises.
Oh my God, that's so true.
But all this is not why I couldn't look away. I stared because their faces, so different, so similar, were all devastatingly, inhumanly beautiful. Because humans don't bruise, right? We're only on page 19.
I'm crying.
This is gonna be a long video.
I would also just like to show your vlog the story that I'm posting on my Instagram right now, because this is something that Naya just said and I couldn't resist.
Okay, I'm gonna continue reading and see what happens next. I don't know. This is like really fun, but really disturbing at the same time. Okay, so it's been 2 seconds. Okay, she's talking about the Collins still, okay? They were all looking away from each other, away from the other students, away from anything in particular as far as I could tell. What are they looking at? I'm just imagining them like
they're like literally all of them. Just
you know,
imagine like a group of people sitting at a table and all of them are just like looking at different directions. Like that's it. But none of them are actually looking at anything.
And none of them are talking to each other, and none of them are eating.
They're just sitting
there.
That's
so weird.
Inhumanely beautiful.
And like with bruises under their eyes. This is the part that kills me. No one finds it weird.
Yeah.
No one. Like, everyone's just like, yeah, it's just them. And I'm like, I would be really concerned. Like,
they
that
just
is...
accept them like this. Like, that's the thing I
They're
don't
like, those
get.
are the Collins. They just, like, sit at the table. They don't eat. They're really pale. They look like they've been punched in the face. But no one's concerned. Like, I would be, like, calling social services or something.
They're all adopted, and yet all of them come to school looking like their faces are bruised.
Are bruised. That's concerning.
Everyone at this school is, like, too, like, obsessed with people's paleness, though. So, like, they don't pay attention to those
Yeah,
things.
they're
like,
just...
The more bruised you look, the more
the better.
The better.
They're like, wow, you bruise so easy. Attractive. That's sexy.
They're like a definition of beautiful. Like, how easily do you
How,
bruise?
like, you just, like, poke them and it's just, like, bruised. You're like,
wow.
oh my God, I need to take a cold shower. And then she's like, who are they? Who's that girl? Who are you, Bella? Who's that girl? It's Bella.
Let me get my annotated book.
Okay, bring out the Bible.
Yeah, page 19. Okay, apparently I didn't have any annotations on that page, but there is a page where I vividly remember like her talking about her friends or something like that. Oh, it's 22.
She hangs out with them all the time.
Oh, I know.
Doesn't know their names.
No, she just like says like stuff like to random people that she like just met. Like I understand, I'm terrible at remembering people's names. Like I will always forget them. But like she just like does not care.
She doesn't
about any
care.
of these people.
Except for the pale people on the table in the corner.
The paler you are, the more likely it is that she'll remember your name.
Yeah.
But basically,
so she won't even. I'm invisible to her. She doesn't know me. I'm gonna walk in and she's gonna be like, I felt a cold breeze. She's gonna
like a bunch of sections in here where she's just like genuinely mean to the people around her because she just like does not care about them at all.
For no reason. When she first met Eric, right? She literally said he looks like the nerdy chess club type. Like, immediately stereotyping, like, okay, like, granted, like, he looked a little sleazy, but he hadn't even said anything to her. He, you know, he wasn't being a creep by any means. And she's like, oh, he came up to me and said hi. He looked like the cheesy, like, chess club type. I'm like, girl, you don't even know him. He could be really nice.
She's just, like, really judgmental. And, like, okay, granted, I will give her this.
What?
I was like that in 7th grade.
I feel like everyone in 7th grade
That's true. But, like, she's 17. I was 12.
Good point.
There are things, especially later on, that was a lot. Actually, Bella is not a lot.
She's not
nothing.
It's the lack of substance.
Exactly.
Like, doesn't care and then suddenly is judgmental and then goes back to not caring.
Yeah.
And then it's just like kind of this on-off thing, but all right. Continue reading. 19 pages in, we got how many? 400 and like 80 more to go. Okay. So she's describing Edward, right? I glanced sideways at the beautiful boy who was looking at his tray now, picking a bagel to pieces with long, pale fingers. All I can think is Voldemort, right? That's the same way like J.K. Rowling describes Voldemort. Long, pale fingers.
And I was like, I think that if Bella met Voldemort, she would literally fall in love.
She would fall in love. She'd be like, I can see your veins. You bruise so easy. Look at those long, pale fingers.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back to reading. I don't understand. I look like I've been through the worst. I don't understand. Literally, Edward and Bella are like identical, at least based off like how they're describing each other, okay? So like they're both kind of like standoffish. Bella's really mean. Like she just assumes the worst about people, and then like the next page over she'll be like, oh, I shouldn't have thought that thing. I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't have thought that thing. What gets me is like, okay, I remember in the movie that like Edward was kind of like acting, like she says, there's literally a line that goes, he looked frustrated, and like I just imagine that look. But then he says like he was furious like the whole time, like they were in the lab, like just like glaring at her furiously. Again, imagine yourself as one of the other students in the classroom. Wouldn't you be concerned if you saw this dude just like,
how do you not notice that?
Like how do you not?
Because like one thing I will say absolutely about like high school, everyone's nosy. Everyone's paying attention to everyone else's business.
I was homeschooled, so this is like the one part I can't like relate to.
You pay attention to everyone else's business in class. Especially like I went to a really small school. She goes to a really small school. Yeah. And like when there are only 3,000 people in this town, your high school is tiny. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone's paying attention to everything.
Yeah.
So like there is no way no one else was in this class and did not like see Edward just like angrily staring.
Yeah, and it wasn't like there was literally the line said he was facing her, like she was here.
Yeah,
and he's just like
this, and he's just like this.
The whole like. What? And then she's like, he has coal black eyes. Okay, so she describes him at first as being like really menacing, right? Like just like, she's like, I was scared, like his eyes were like coal black. And then she runs into him in the office and she's like, it's the most beautiful face I've ever seen.
Yeah. Of staring.
Staring constantly. Will you stop staring and just talk, please? Like, my heart breaks every time I see people stare and not talk, okay? Like, I'm a matchmaker and you guys are both weird. And I think that's the other thing. There was literally a line where she like was exiting the cafeteria and she's walking past the table and they're all just staring down at their food and not eating it. This is like sounding like a poltergeist or like, like exactly like you said, so much happened, but like nothing really. They just went to school. There was a group of weird kids. Yeah. She's weirdly obsessed with paleness and yeah, okay. Well,
goddamn.
Okay guys, well, we're gonna take a break and we will resume when we begin again.
She starts throwing herself off of cliffs because Edward left her.
Wait, okay, so you guys, I'm currently on page 35, right? Hannah is over there. Thank you, Hannah, for like listening to my problems with this book.
Anytime.
I'm a little concerned with this paragraph. So she just gets home and her dad comes home from work and it says, he hung up his gun belt and stepped out of his boots as I bustled about the kitchen. As far as I was aware, he never shot the gun on the job, but he kept it ready. When I came here as a child, he would always remove the bullets as soon as he walked in the door. I guess he considered me old enough now not to shoot myself by accident and not depressed enough to shoot myself on purpose.
That's the plot of New Moon.
I had to stop because I was like, whoa, that got intense. But then at the same time, I'm like, literally everything she seems depressed. Yeah. Like, very. Like,
already, yeah.
And so, I'm concerned with that. I have other things to talk about, but I said I'm gonna give myself a 5-page rule of reading 5 pages before I stop and talk.
She was like, I'm gonna give myself a 5-page rule. I'm gonna wait every 5 pages, then I'll finally like give my thoughts. Right after she said that, literally 3 seconds later, she's like, oh my god, Hannah.
Let's start with this one line here. We know that Bella enjoys staring at Edward, right?
At everything, but especially Edward.
Every second line is literally staring intently. If I had $1 for every time she said staring intently in this book,
you'd be rich already.
I would be rich already. She was with him for 1 day, for 1 hour, and then the rest of the week she spent wondering why he looked at her funny.
An hour in which they didn't even speak.
They didn't even speak.
By the way.
He just was like staring at her creepily, which I mean, I would be creeped out, but I feel like I would say something, you know? I would be like, hey dude, like stop. Like giving me this like death glare, right? So he's acting super cold towards her for 1 hour, and then she spends the rest of the week like frantically like, where is he? Is he here today? Oh my god, like he's not here. And then he shows up, okay, finally after a week to class, and he's like friendly Mr. Nice Guy, and she's like, oh great, he's nice, okay, cool. And like just, I feel like if that actually happened, I would be seriously concerned. Like Hannah was saying, like she's watched a lot of Law and Order.
Criminal Minds.
Criminal Minds.
Like
I've watched American Psycho like 4 times. This is a sign.
Those are like signs of a serial killer.
Signs of a
like
serial
his personality
killer
changes like entirely the next time he sees you, and now he's being super friendly after he like gave you the death glare. Like I would run away.
Like run. Okay, so she's mean to like all of her friends. Like anytime she sees someone's friends,
she doesn't like
she was calling them her neighbors, like her neighbors sitting next to her at the table, not like, oh, her classmates, like her neighbors. Bella was staring at the Collins, right? Angela looks at the Collins once, and all of a sudden Bella is like, I raised my head enough to make sure that she didn't do it again, contemplating violence if she resisted. Contemplating violence. Why?
She's so messed up.
Like she went from totally passive, like I don't care about anything, nothing, to contemplating violence. Like the other thing, the stages of mitosis. For anyone who doesn't know, mitosis is
cell division. How a cell divides.
How a cell divides. This is something, at least here, we learn maybe in like 5th grade. So like, what is that, like 12?
I learned it in 7th grade.
7th
so
grade, okay.
Like 12.
12, 13 years old, right? So this is like really basic biology. This is like one of the foundations of biology, right? She's in a biology class, right? And they're basically having to like point out the different phases of mitosis, and like they're acting like it's this big dramatic thing that Bella at 17 is able to like name, like, oh, this is this phase, this is the
anaphase,
this is anaphase. Like there's literally a song for like 7th graders, right? Like Bill Nye covered this in his science videos, okay? Bill Nye the Science Guy. And then the teacher comes up to her and is like, were you in AP biology? AP biology, college level biology. Okay, you're not learning the stages of mitosis in college in AP biology. You're learning like, you better know all of the elements on the periodic table.
That's what I mean. Like,
it's
that's
like
what every
weird.
chapter feels like. So much happens, but nothing happens.
And it's just her observations.
Yes.
Which consist of staring and like,
thirsting after Edward.
And like she just goes from like I don't know, it seems really unrealistic. I mean, I wasn't expecting their relationship to be realistic, but like
they don't even have one.
They don't even have one, and it's just weird. It's just strange, and even her friends are pointing out how strange it is, and she's like, you guys are all crazy and hateful, and I'm just like, girl.
Yeah, I think we need a break.
I think I need a break from this. This is exhausting. I don't know if you can tell how exhausted I am from reading. Like, it was fresh. Like, I had to like stop myself. Like every 2 seconds I wanted to stop and talk to Hannah, but I'm like, okay, just finish it. Like,
no, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
The 3rd chapter is called Phenomenon.
Ooh,
when I opened my eyes in the morning, something was different.
Didn't the other chapter start with?
It said, oh my god, that's the other thing, okay? Like, I don't know why Stephanie Meyer does this, but she contradicts herself constantly. She's like, they were similar, but different. He was good looking, but hideous. It was a better, but worse. Like, what is it? Make up your mind.
Yep.
Like, oh my, 56 to go. How many pages are in this book? She knows the exact number.
498.
498. Okay, so it's officially movie time. So we have pizza, hallelujah, chips, watermelon, what else do we have? Popcorn, cookies. We have all of the necessary food items.
And coffee.
And coffee. Oh yeah, where's my coffee? Oh, it's up there. And we're gonna watch, finally, To All the Boys I've Loved Before. It's my first time watching it. Today's like a day of first.
Yes.
First Twilight experience.
First To All the Boys I've Loved
Before.
experience.
Yes. I'll update when we have finished the movie with my thoughts.
You never saw me.
What?
To avoid talking to him, you need too.
Oh my god.
Literally same.
She just jumped out the window. Okay, so we're taking a break from the movie. We're halfway through, I think, right?
What are your thoughts?
It's so good. Like, Peter Kavinsky is like a dream. A dream. I was gonna say like a popular Styles from Teen Wolf.
True.
Like a less awkward Styles. Oh my god, I love him so much. And he plays lacrosse, and he drives a Jeep, and he like compliments Laura Jean. So yes, but we're gonna take a break and get some ice cream, and then come back. Okay. We're back from ice cream. It was delicious. What was the place called again?
Bonnie Bray.
Bonnie Bray. It was so good. I had butter pecan like ice cream, and then Hannah had like chocolate milkshake in honor of Peter Kavinsky. It was so good, and now we're just gonna enjoy our little fort that we have here and continue. Oh yes, show them how to use the fort. Just have like a little reading party. I'm only halfway through the movie and it's so good, and it's like I know why people love it now. And yeah, I'm a Peter Kavinsky lover, so we're gonna finish it, and I really hope, like, Hannah says it ends well, so we'll see how it happens. But okay. Hey guys, so it's the next day. I was gonna say it's the morning, but it's like, what time is it again?
I think it's like 1.
It's like 1 o'clock. I finished All the Boys I Loved Before. It was so good. There were so many moments that I just want to like, I want to happen in my life. Like Noah, what's his last name? Kazerny? No. His name's not Noah. Peter. In real life, his name is Noah.
Oh yeah, his Noah.
Okay.
It's like Noah Centeo.
I don't know something like that. But Peter Kazerny in the movie, Kaczynski. Oh my god, it was so good. Worth it. And I'm definitely going to listen to the audiobook now because I want to know what happens next. But yeah, it was so cute, and it just made me really happy. So it was enjoyable. But like we said, it's the next day now, and we're going to continue reading. My goal is to get to page 100 of Twilight without stopping every 2 seconds. But yeah, we should have a really fun. We still have our fort. There's no lights on it, but it's still here. So yeah, we're just going to read now, and Hannah's dog's here. And yeah, it's all cozy, so we're just gonna continue reading. So Hannah's in a current dilemma.
I want to keep reading Sadie, but I really, really want to read Vicious before Vengeful comes out.
And I'm telling her that Vicious is always a good idea.
I know, I love it.
Especially since Vengeful is about to come out, which is Victoria Schwab's second book in that series. If you don't know, it's my favorite series of all time. Well, one of them.
I just haven't read it in so long, and I need to read
Which is why your body is telling you need to read it. You know when like you haven't eaten like fruit in a while?
Yeah,
you're like, and your body's like, you need fruit.
Yeah,
this is like that, but like with a book, you need Vicious.
I need Vicious.
Yeah, well, we need both actually. I said I was gonna update at page 100. Okay, I got to page 70, but I have to talk about this. One thing I noticed is that in the book, Edward is way more like, I don't know, like funny, like he has more emotions.
He just says more words.
He says more words. Like I just remember very vividly in the beginning of the movie, right? He just has this like constipated look all the time. Like he's just like in the book how he was just like super frustrated. That's how he is like most of the time. But in this book, outside of that one scene when Bella first went into the classroom, like he's really like charming and like smug. But like she always talks about like how smug he kind of looks, and he's always like laughing and like laughing under his breath and stuff like that. I want more of a conversation to happen between them, and it not just be like less staring, more talking. This one scene happens, he saves her life, and then she starts dreaming about him, like very like obvious vampire dreams, just like his skin was glowing. And in my mind I'm like, is he giving her these dreams? Is this a part of like what happens when a vampire saves you? But Hannah told me no. It's just really weird.
Oh, he's not giving her the dreams. She's just obsessed with him.
She's just obsessed. Okay, and then there's this line, right? So the weeks after this accident, she's trying to convince her friends that he's the one who saved her, and they're just like not buying it. And then there's this one line where she goes, I wondered to myself why no one else had seen him standing so far away before he was suddenly and possibly saving my life. I realized the probable cause. No one else was as aware of Edward as I always was. No one else watched him the way I did. How pitiful. No one else is a stalker. I feel like she's always like, oh, I'm like so aware of him, but you still know nothing about him. There's no context as to why she jumps between like these two emotions. It's just like all in her head and stuff. And
it truly is all in her head.
really,
She's known him for like a week.
He literally, like, he like talks to her, but he hasn't like said anything or really done anything besides like the whole saving her life scene that's caused this like obsession. Yeah, it's just like she just has this obsession. And sometimes she's like, his face is like cold and hard, but sometimes she's like, oh my god, his face. She constantly talks about like how stunning he is. And then she's like, he was so stunning, he looked like a destroying angel. A destroying angel, what is that? What is a destroying angel, Hannah?
I don't know.
Like,
all I think of is Hush Hush.
Oh my god, yes, I love Hush Hush though. Like, Hush Hush is like Edward, but instead of Bella, like a girl with like a personality. I was telling Hannah that this book is literally, or the title of this video is literally gonna be like all the things wrong with Twilight. But I honestly, like, I'm reading it like really open-mindedly, and I'm trying so hard, you guys, to like find positive aspects to like Bella. The one positive aspect about Edward that I like, that I was surprised by, is like I said earlier, like he's actually like kind of funny sometimes, a little bit charming, but then sometimes I think it's honestly just the way Bella describes him is like she makes him out to be like, I don't know, he just sounds like kind of like a cocky high school boy. Like, yeah, like very average, kind of like cocky, haha, tease you a little bit, like, but yeah, it's like Bella's like fascination with him and like calling him like a destroying angel and like these weird, like, I don't know, descriptions that make me question who he is.
More godlike than anyone had a right
oh
to
my
be.
god, that line, looking more godlike than anybody had a right to be. In my dream, it was very dark, and what dim light there was seemed to be radiating from Edward's skin. Because he was so pale. There was a good like chunk of maybe like 30 pages where no paleness was mentioned, and I was like, it's getting better, it's getting better. But then no, you have to compare Edward's skin to a flashlight. So, you know, it's so funny.
Imagine like if you were just like stuck in the dark and you didn't have a flashlight, you could just use Edward's skin.
That's so weird. It's like, Edward, take off your clothes. I need to read my book. My reading light died. Can you like come stand over here by my book? I couldn't see his face, just his back as he walked away from me, leaving me in the blackness.
What?
You have something wrong with blackness? Okay, so we're back. I was just telling Hannah, like, the biggest thing that is bugging me, and is like, I'm literally only on page 73. I last updated you guys when I was on page 70.
The 3-page
What's frustrating me the most, and honestly getting me angry, is that the author just uses literally 4 adjectives to describe these characters. Frustrated, stunning, staring. Says staring one more time. Like, I was staring at him. Why can't you just say I was looking at him? I was glancing at, like, no, it has to be staring. It has to, and it's just so mad. Like, when she does change it up, it's weird phrases like, he was looking at me with a probing intensity. A probing intensity.
That's such a bad description.
I'm thinking like aliens, like, that's just so weird. And I was telling Hannah, like, it just honestly feels like a really bad fan fiction, which is really weird because like a lot of books are like inspired by this book. Like, this is like the Bible of vampires, of Whitewood. And it feels like a fan fiction, like a really badly written fan fiction that just doesn't have any descriptive words besides staring, probing, crooked smile, white skin, pale. Like, that's literally the most recurring term. Okay, so I'm officially 100 pages into Twilight, and my thoughts haven't changed very much.
It's still bad.
It's still like,
you
guys haven't known, I'm trying so hard to like this book. Like, all of you guys, I know some of you guys love this book, but it's like, it's not that good. It feels like I'm reading the same chapter over and over again, where it's like, it takes place at school, there's staring, there's awkward tension, there's like weird dialogue, and then like something really small happens, like she'll faint, or like something will happen where Edward will need to come in, and then that'll like be the end of the chapter. Bella really doesn't have a backstory, and that like bugs me a lot, because she spent like her whole life in Jacksonville, right?
It just like in Phoenix.
In
It
Phoenix,
just doesn't
sorry.
make sense, because is like, it's like her life didn't exist before
Yeah,
Forks.
before Forks, yeah.
So like, did she have friends? Did she have like hobbies there?
Like who knows? And it's so difficult because like normally in books, right, like they'll at least have one or two little maybe snippets of what her life was like before. Like she'll see something and be like, oh, this reminds me of this time in Arizona, or
a friend she lost contact with.
yeah, or like something, but there's literally no backstory, and it makes her like, makes it hard to believe that she's a real person.
Yeah.
And it makes her feel just like a character, which is really hard. Is like, as the story goes on, I'm 100 pages in and she still doesn't feel like a real character. She feels like a fan fiction made up character. I'm gonna continue reading it. I was telling Hannah, like, I'm really close to DNFing the book, but I'm good for you guys. I'm going to finish it and just try and just hope for the best. I'm really waiting for Jacob to show up. I think it'll get better when he shows up. What happens? But yeah, so okay. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do.
Can I take Apple and just do this?
Yeah, here you go. Do, do, Hannah's house. I'm so sad. If you can see, the fort's gone. It's just a normal living room area. Yes, it was so much fun, and I had a lot of first experiences. The movie, the Twilight books. I will be continuing reading it. It won't be as easy to read without Hannah with me. I'll be texting her. It's so good, and Hannah's gonna try and continue. Her poor arm has been...
I have no idea what I did to myself, but basically I'm like dying and I want to cut my arm off.
So she can't hold a book, so she's gonna try and finish Vicious in audiobook form. But yeah, but it's been so fun. It's like 5 p.m. now. I'm gonna go back to my house, but hopefully we'll hang out. We're gonna at least see each other for the Vicious or for Victoria Schwab's. What's going on back there? We're at least gonna see each other at the end of this month again for the Victoria Schwab book signing. Yes. That's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna
in the Denver area. Cover Bookstore, September 30th.
We'll be there.
Come see us.
It's gonna be so fun, and yeah, I'm gonna be like fangirling. I'm gonna try and be like cool, calm, and collected, but with Victoria Schwab, I'm just gonna be like, I love you so much. Here, look, I have a tattoo.
Literally, I've met her twice, and I still feel like starstruck every time I see her.
But okay, guys, I will continue the vlog probably tomorrow, and pick up with Twilight where